The following presentation is based on real events. The witnesses involved are real people. Their claims have been investigated. These are their true stories of encounters with the paranormal.
February 19th, 2017, my husband came in, woke me up around 4 o'clock in the morning. Came in and says, "Babe, there's strange light outside." Well, I fell back to sleep. So he came in again and he says, "Hurry up, you're gonna friggin' miss it." So I jumped up and I went out to the kitchen window, and I remember looking at the clock on the microwave and it was like 4:12. And I was pissed because it was a Sunday morning and that was the only day I could sleep in. So anyway, looked outside and it looked just like two headlights on a car or a truck out in the horizon. So we went out on the porch to get a better view, so my husband's standing in front of me and I'm holding on to him super tight and I could feel his heart just pounding. And I said, "Babe," I said, "don't worry about it." I said, "It's probably military. The airport is, not far at all, right across the way." And he said, "No," he said, "that's not friggin' military." And then I said, "Well, babe, get your phone. I remember that was the last thing I had said to him. And he said, "I can't move." So the next thing is I was standing on the other side of the porch by myself with my head back looking up, and I remember my arms out to my side and I was watching this humongous black triangle, and it was literally going right over my head. And I remember the underneath of it, it had grates, because I remember it feel like a heat, like a warmth. And the sound I got as it was going right overhead was, you open your mouth like a vacuum or something like that type of sound. And I remember there were 2 or 3 tiny red lights. And I do believe that they were next to the grates, but they were really tiny. It hadn't even finished going overhead, and this was like the middle to the end of it that I could see. Well, I remember my arms being out because I remember putting them down to my side and thinking, why are my arms out? That's weird. But I remember looking over at my husband, and he looked at me, and we just walked into the house like that happens every day. We didn't even bother watching to see where it went, nothing. We just walked into the house. I sat at the chair and started watching TV. He sat at the computer. And I had that feeling like after you have surgery, just having that foggy feeling like when you're coming out of the anesthesia. Well, then I remember looking at the clock and it was 4:47 because it was pitch black when we first went out. And when I saw the craft, the sun had started coming up, so it was like dusk at that point, and I could see it perfectly. It was huge. It's been almost a year and I still think of it every single day. I reached out to Star Paranormal. They came out and did an investigation. They've been great. It's a day by day. You just experience that you never forget.